We are TravelABull. We've created a program here to enter new emerging technologies into the highly potential industry of tourism and travel. In 2023 alone, there were over 1.2 billion international tourists, where the industry of tourism and travel has contributed around 9.2% to the global GDP value. To the global GDP value. Now, that is more than okay. That is more than the financial sector and real estate combined, who respectively average around 5 and 4% combined. Now, in monetary value, that is around $94 billion. That the $9.4 billion that the industry has contributed to the global GDP. Now, what is TravelABull? TravelABull is a web application that is for tourists, both new and experienced, where they'll input a location and get output, and we will output nearby tourist attractions we will output nearby attractions for the tourists to go reach to, and we'll provide them addresses and so on and so forth. And, all right. Now I'll provide it over. And then for our product objectives, we are looking to provide a seamless experience through interactive features and through user-friendly enhancements, and we are trying to cater to individual preferences.
All right, so the tech stack that we used here was Angular on the front end and Flask on the back end. We also used the Google API in order to get most of our data, all of our data actually. And here is a demo of our application. You can type in a location you want to go to. So, for example, New York City. Select that, and then you can also select a date. So maybe I want to go next weekend, Saturday to that time. And you just hit submit. It takes a bit. I should have added a loading page, but we didn't have enough time. But that's for the future. It takes a second. It's all right. It's okay.
So, can I?
Yeah, sure.
While we're waiting for the projects that I work on the back end, so this is basically the whole objective was we take away all the struggle you're planning up vacation. We just give you you could just give us the location where you want to go, and we can create amazing paths to have adventure time. Depending on how many days you selected. And if you want asking why we are different from Google, where you can just Google the vacation, which we can do all the time. Our source of our code is that we don't just get you the attraction areas, we get more like little store as well, because how Google API works, which I was on the back end, is that they just put the attributes for specific locations, such as attraction location, and then when you ask Google to pull out, they provide you that. But for us, we spice that up. We add more other stuff that makes it better product. Yeah.
All right, thanks, folks. We're going to pass it to the
So how heavily are you leaning on the Gemini AI to provide suggestions, or are you using it just to simply provide descriptions?
No, we are trying to use it two ways. We're trying to get all the location and sort it out. And we can see the rating. We also sort the location based on rating, and every time we request.
By the way, use your mic.
Sorry. Oh my God.
No worries.
Okay. That's anyways, the cool thing about it is that every time when you request it, we call Gemini API to create a new location every time you request it, because we don't want to repeat the same thing again and again. And we're definitely using Gemini to Google API to call it. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the Gemini API to create this summary of it, because it's so new product that it doesn't have much the description of it. And then when we use the chat stuff, they were hallucinating a lot. So we switched, and our backup plan was ChatGPT, OpenAI. So we use the summaries to get good summaries on the ChatGPT on OpenAI.
How do you work around the problem that generally information on these AIs is at least a year out of date, and maybe somebody planning to travel might want to know about the latest tourist destinations.
Yeah, so that's the thing. This our API doesn't necessarily, our program doesn't necessarily depend on the OpenAI at all. We call the Google Maps that gets the recent location based on the rate. So we just use the OpenAI to just get the summary of it. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to pull it out. We had an amazing description of that place, and it was generated in a very precise and short manner. When you read it, like, you ask why you wouldn't go to New York specific area or Central Park, and then it gives you a description of how to do it. Like, wait, not how to do it, why you should go there with that.
All right, well that's a better use of the AI.
Yeah.
Okay, very well done.
Thank you.
So there's probably a million different places in New York. How would you select these 5 things?
Here we go. So that's a great question. That's all exactly what I was working on. We choose the 3-mile radius of the specific location you're given. If you put New York, right? After once you get to New York, we work on the area where once you get to New York, you try to find a popular neighborhood. Again, with the Google Maps, you can do. Once you put one location, we can, based on how many days you have, we'll get the specific neighborhood. So you don't just stay in one place. You go to a different area of that like popular neighborhood. For example, I'm from Boston, where Boston has the Boston City, and there's a neighborhood like Somerville, even the part of Toronto, but the Dorchester area, Boston area, Allston area, they have all little treasures. So that's what we do there. Every time when you get there, if you go look at down this afternoon, like the second day, this is already a little different outside of that location we give original. So we're expanding on it and giving you more variety and never repeating activities that you can adventure on. And if you wonder why this application, like, and when it comes to, I like your question all the time, how do you make the profit out of it? There's 2 ways to make a profit: to sell as a subscription to the users. However, they tend to not to use it because they think Google's better, and for sure. But like this, and also this can be, secondly, can be used in the private sector, such as I have a friend who does traveling, the traveling job, like traveling planner for other people. The agency. So the agency can use it there as a secret open to make something great up, and you can review and humanize that picture. That's a great place. Again, it's an internet you have to review no matter what. So I think we can see the profit on it, we can see expansion on it. As much said that the market is really big, there's expansion, so we can cap on it. And again, we have working AI to give you great description of the places, we just could implement the front end from the back end.
So I get you guys are using Google Maps will have you to kind of look at the areas. How do you plan on combating like people putting false businesses in Google Maps?
Well, yeah, that's a very valid question. Unfortunately, we don't have the answer for it because actually, if I think about it, we have really good filtering system. Once we have the location, we choose the top like 20, and the way we top choosing 20 based on the rating. And Google rating is pretty reliable in so many levels. Again, if in the future we want more accurate description, I feel like we can use Yelp integration API to get the review exactly how Yelp get reviews. So we can use that also as a second backup to get the rating to be a little different than necessary.
Because Google Maps has had this problem where they had basically like the anti-lockout people, where they were setting up false businesses around Google Maps in like certain cities.
Yes.
And like that's where my question was focused around.
Well, I think that if I'm thinking right now on the spot is that we better, so if that's the case, now we know that's the case, we can immediately implementing Yelp API to get the review more accurate. Yelp also has this kind of places and get the human reviews.
So validate the response from multiple different sources.
Exactly. So rating is our one of the point where we start to making sure that's the good place to go, not just like random. Again, when we choose, we always choose the minimum of like from 4 to 5 ratings and stuff.
We're past time. Thank you so much. Now, next is Graphian.